Hi, welcome to my next project. My name's Glenn, and today I'm going to change the thermostat and the thermocoupler on this water heater. Now, this water heater's been giving me a little bit of trouble for the past couple of years, but through cleaning it and just some care and a little attention, I've been able to extend its life. About 2 years ago, I think it was, we had some trouble with the hot water, and I was about to run out, and this was like a Friday night. I was about to run out and get a new hot water heater. But for some reason, I couldn't do it right then. Maybe it was too late, and I waited, and fortunately I slept on it and decided, well, let me see what I can do about fixing it. So cleaning the burner did a whole lot, but what I also found is that the thermocoupler, which is this little thing, was bad. And when it's bad, the pilot light goes out, or the flame goes out. Even if the big burner is going, if this is bad, the flame might just go out, and then you have cold water and you have to come light it again. But that's not the problem now. The problem I'm having now is the water temperature goes down and down and down, and the thermostat is not triggered to heat it up again to bring it to its normal temperature. Now, if you run the hot water long enough for it to turn on the burner, and then you give it time to heat up the hot water, then you're going to have really, really hot water. So if you're the second person taking a shower at night, you get hotter water than the first person. The first person gets like lukewarm. It's not bad, but it's definitely not hot. And if there's like a good half hour after that person takes a shower till the next one, that next one gets scalding water. So I'm going to replace the thermostat. That's this thing, and this is what it looks like on the inside. So what I need to do is unscrew that like this, pull it out, and then put this in its place. Now, this goes right into the water, so when I do that, hot water is going to flow out unless unless I drain it first, which is exactly what I'm going to do right now. I'm also going to turn off the gas and turn off the control unit. All right, so I'm going to hook up a hose to this, run the hot water out, and then I'll show you what we do next. All right, so I've hooked my garden hose up to this drain valve. I've opened the drain valve, and I turned off the water that goes into the water heater. That's really important, because if you don't do that, you're just going to be running water right through. You'll let all your hot water out and then the cold water. So once again, I turned off the gas, I turned off the thermostat, I hooked up a hose, I turned off the incoming water, and then I opened the outgoing drain so I can let all the hot water out. And you can feel the hose is pretty warm. So I'm going to go check it on the other end and see when it's done. And then we'll get to removing this thing. Actually, what I can do now while I'm waiting for the water to drain is unhook the burner, the pilot, and the thermocoupler. Okay, the water's pretty much drained out. I removed the gas line. Yep, that's natural gas, all right. I removed the burner assembly. This is the thermocoupler, and this is the pilot. So the thermocoupler is the brass, the pilot is the aluminum, and then this is the burner. So the gas goes in there to make the big flame that heats the water. And it's got some rust on it, so I'm thinking condensation is coming down through the chimney, because the chimney is right in the very center of the tank, right above this. So anything that drips down. And I had some, I guess it was rust, powdered rust that fell on it. So I dumped that out. And once again, I think that's from the chimney. So now what I'm going to do is try to remove that puppy and switch the fittings over to make this one whole again. It has instructions and I looked through them, but I think I'm going to wing it. At least see what I can do without reading every word of the instructions. Let's see how easy this comes off, shall we? Just give it a little turn, right? All right, well that wasn't so bad. I used these big channel locks and reached in there to this part and just put them right here and started turning. So, pretty thrilled. It was difficult, but it didn't break anything and no blood. Let's see if the water's down enough. All right. A little water's coming out. Well. All right. That's a lot of water coming out still. All right, I'm tired of waiting. I've got everything ready. I've already leaked out more water than would if I were to just swap them really quick. So I'm gonna pull that one out of there, put this one in there. I took the little sleeve off of it, and I took the piezoelectric generator off because mine doesn't have a little clicker, a little sparker inside there. I have to light it with a flame. So I'm going to keep this and see if I can do something else with it someday, because I love being able to generate a spark when I need one. All right, let's rip this thing out of there. Woohoo! Water! All right, well, I just pulled the old one out and stuck the new one in, lickety split. According to the threads, I might be able to tighten it a little bit more than it is, but it wouldn't be up and down. It wouldn't be right side up, in other words, it'd be sideways. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook everything back up to it and give her a shot. I don't need to drain any more water, so I might as well shut this thing off. All right, so screwing the hose on this backside with all the water heater, the wall, and the leg of this shelf workbench is in the way. So what I'm doing is I found I need to separate these two couplers, and one goes into, this one goes into the thermostat where this is the hose itself, the gas hose itself. So I can put this on and then screw the gas hose on, and it'll be a lot easier. I have my Teflon tape on the threads. You want them to go the same direction that you will turn it. So if I'm looking at the thread this way, this is the part that's going to screw, and I turn it clockwise. So this is opposite for you, but I'm showing you my perspective. I'm going to turn it clockwise. I'm going to wrap the tape around it clockwise. No, opposite. So I'm going to wrap it counterclockwise. So as I turn it clockwise, the tape won't unravel. Now if you're using plumber's putty or thread dope, or pipe dope as it's sometimes called, that's not going to be a problem. And I often use those, but they get all goopy all over my fingers, and I don't want to do that right now. But I do like the dope because you can put it on and take it off if it misthreads or something like that. Whereas if that happens with the Teflon tape, you have to take off the old stuff and put on the new stuff. So let me crawl under here and avoid hitting my head, and we'll see how this goes. So, not only do your best to do good work, but check your work. And then check it again. So check it instantly. So before I leave here, I'm going to check everything. Before I stop working, I will make sure there's no gas leaking, no water leaking, etc. And then I'll probably come back later tonight. Certainly in the morning, to make sure that's not leaking. I want to keep this line from being bent too much. I want to avoid 90-degree bends, make them a little more rounded. And that's more to protect the hose than the gas flow. So I'm making some nice smooth round S turns. I don't think you can really see what I'm doing, but I've rounded the hose so it doesn't make any sharp bends like that. You know, we don't want that. All right, what's next? The burner. So the burner just slides right in. I'm not going to do multiple camera angles and all for this. And your water heater is going to look a little bit different. This is a A.O. Smith 40-gallon water heater. And basically, you're just going to put things back in the opposite order you took them apart. So I'm screwing in the thermocoupler right now. And I want to make sure that's snug. It's finger tight now, and I want it to be tight, so we're not getting any leakage. No leakage. And it's really surprising how much you can do to extend the life of a water heater. When we first moved into this house, we had been here about a year, maybe 2, when our water heater went out. And I can't remember specifically what I was doing, but I just bought a new one. And then the next time I had some trouble with the water heater, I didn't give in so easily. I started to. I think I told you it was like a Friday or Saturday night. We had water heater trouble. It just wasn't very hot. And I was going to run out and buy a new one. But glad I didn't. Because that was 2 years ago. This is still the water heater. All right, this is almost ready to go. Let's fire this thing up. Okay, we're on pilot. We're on pilot. Turn the gas on. So I'd say it's looking good, but it's not supposed to have any orange flame in there. So there's some sort of contaminants getting into the flame. So I don't know if it's in the burner tube or if it's on the burner itself, but it's been like that for years. You know, every time I check it, the flames look like that. So it's not any worse. And it's not any better, and who knows, maybe it's our gas is not as pure as it should be. All right, so I'm going to call this project complete and successful. What did I learn? Everything went pretty smoothly. I can't say there was anything that I did wrong. One thing I learned is that you don't really need to drain the tank, because simply taking this off, and in fact, as long as you turn it off, right, and maybe bleed off some pressure, you want to shut off the intake water, but I don't think you need to drain it, because when you take this off, it's going to leak just like it did when I did it, but I don't think it's going to leak any more than that. And had I just pulled one out and put the next one in, I don't think there would even be more than like 3 or 4 ounces spilled. So that was one thing I learned. What else did I learn? Yeah, that's about it. It's a pretty simple job, actually. And, you know, knock on wood, seemed to have gone pretty flawlessly. So I love projects like that. It went as well as I expected, but how many times have I done a project that I expected to go well and it didn't? So many times you try to remove a bolt or something and something breaks, or you find that there's something else that needs to be removed before you can get to that, and then that thing breaks. So I didn't have any of that problem this time, so I'm quite pleased. I hope this has helped you. Be well.